bring some energy. Ladies and gentlemen, our very special guest is well known worldwide. Everybody loves this dude. Multiple personality type things. You know, we've got big time BDR, we've got the Freedom Fighter, we've got everything going on. So I'm super pumped up. I've been for like a week. Let's bring our guest right now. Big time.
Oh,
ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Bigger from Canada, our buddy BDR. Thank you for being on Keeping It Real, my friend. We are big fans and we appreciate your time. We know how sought after you are in the world, and we understand your importance. So thank you for taking the time to chill with us for just a minute.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate you having me on the show, guys. It was a pleasure meeting you in Florida, and I'm glad I can be on the show and we can discuss anything that you want to talk about. So I'm down. I'm an open book, buddy. Hit me.
I got some things to talk about for sure. There's some current events going on, but also we wanted to talk about past events. There in Florida, you did something kind of cool, right? You stepped in a cage and you got in a fight with Lee Haight in front of about, 750 roofers?
It was pretty amazing.
You did that on short notice too, which is pretty badass. And I gotta ask you this. Going in, I mean, you were considered the betting underdog, obviously, because of the short notice and because of all that stuff going on. But I personally felt like you put on a damn good showing, my friend. You had a guillotine damn near locked in. You were cinching in, and there for a brief moment, we felt like BDR was about to, maybe go off script or do whatever was going on there and take the damn thing out. So how did that all play out for you? What was the training going into the fight?
I didn't get much training in due to I have so much stuff on the go. So I never did. That was my first roll ever. I never rolled with anybody. So that was so I did technique training in a local dojo where my children go to jiu-jitsu. So I just did technique. So, I mean, that's how you see I was able to flip Lee. I was able to use some techniques, but I never actually put them into battle. So it was my first time. I've been in bar fights and stuff over my, growing up in fights, but that was my first jiu-jitsu match. And you know what happened? When he took me down, I actually dislocated my finger. And if you watch the fight, when I roll and get on top, you'll see me. I popped it back in. So the first 30 seconds into the fight, my check engine light's coming on. I'm like, oh shit! I chipped a tooth. So it was real. I didn't wear a mouth guard. I didn't really know So I showed up there. Lee's like, you don't have anything to fight in? I'm like, dude, I just wore my roofing shirt and a pair of fucking track pants. He's like, you're fucking kidding me. I'm like, not at all, bro. You brought me here to entertain, So he gave me his I guess they call it a rash guard, and he gave me some of his stuff so I kind of looked better than I did, because I'm a roofer, man. So but I really enjoyed it, and what Lee's doing for the industry is amazing. So although I had short notice, I still went to training. I still tried to go running more. I got off smoking pot. I stayed off the booze for the time being, and I think what he's going to do is he's actually going to, with this thing he's created, he's going to actually better people in the industry and guys that are trash talking. Although me and Lee never had any argument prior to the fight, but what he's going to do is people that are going to have arguments, they're going to settle them in this blue collar ring. And you know what? They're going to come out better people. They're going to shake hands and they're going to settle their differences. And in martial arts, I mean, it makes you a better person. It teaches you to be a better person and control your anger, right? So the whole idea of what Lee's doing, I really, I give it up for him, man. And I told him right off the bat that I'd help him with anything that he wants, promotion-wise, and, being involved with anything I can. So me and Lee are working together on a couple different things right now, and my hat's off to him. He's a great guy. And if you noticed, you couldn't knock the smile off my face that night. I had great. It was one of the best events I've ever been to in the roofing industry, and I stand by that. I think it was the best event I've ever been to, and I've been to many. So,
yeah, I got your back on that 100%. And I do want to mention something. You just brought up trash talking and taking out problems. Jeremy and I were there at the fights, as you recall. We were sitting in the second row, so we watched everything closely. We were very able to analyze it and understand the fight game. There were legends of mixed martial arts in the crowd. We understand what's going on, but I was streaming it live, and Eric over here was watching. He wasn't there.
Yeah, and I know. So I heard no backstory. I heard none of that before. So.
All right, well, you're about to hear it, Eric, because I'm about to get you and BDR to fight in a cage next year and shake hands at the end. So Eric was kind of giving his commentary about it, and he felt as though Lee, won the fight handily. I didn't agree. We both said that it was a evenly contested fight, obviously for the training disparity and so forth. First time you've ever been in a cage. Kudos to you. But Eric over here, he actually said that he would probably whoop up on you if he got the chance. So here's a chance.
I'm actually training now for jiu-jitsu, so I'll gladly tie you up in a knot if you want to. Want to do this? Want some?
What's up, Eric? I told Eric I was going to do it. He didn't think I would, but yeah, he was. He was talking some shit about your fighting. Jeremy and I saw it. We were right there. So I mean,
think Eric's training right now. Eric, show him 12 ounces.
Eric is training. He's following your training regimen as well. He's a roofer. He's out there doing his thing. So that's pretty good. He is indeed. Eric, show us what you got here.
Yeah, that a boy. That's the best training I can offer too, buddy. I did have 4 beers before my match, though, just in case anyone was wondering.
Okay. I mean, you have to stay calm out there. A question about something that happened a little bit before that, though, right? You're in the room, and you kind of did a sneak attack move, which I thought was brilliant. You know, with the differences and the short notice, you found an opportunity, right? You went in, freaking smashed Lee with a beer, put him down.
Going on, so we kind of like set that up with his he has a big team that works with him. Courtney, great individual, she's his accountant, and then of course Nick, that's kind of like his right hand man, videographer. So I'm like, dude, like we got, like, because that's what I do. I'm an entertainer. I draw attention, right? That's what I do. So I was like, we get these they're called sugar bottles, right? And I'm like, they wanted me, so we bought 4 of them, and I was like, we didn't know when we were gonna do it. It kind of just like, they're like, go and hit him with it. I'm like, all right. And I'm like, but his kids were on stage. I'm like, I can't do it. His kids on there. So like, he's like, they kind of like, it was because, and they actually cut him. I felt bad. Like Lee had a big cut on his face. I was like, so it's kind of cool that way. Like, so people, I think Jacko was looking at me, and Jocko Willink was like, I was almost gonna get pumped out. Like, he's like, help this guy. So, but that's kind of what I do, like shocked. You know, you've seen my videos, right? So that's just kind of how I do things, and it makes an event of it, right? I like to make people laugh. I like to make people watch. So I had to kind of do what I came there to do. Lee wanted me to do videos there and kind of entertain the crowd. So that was kind of where that developed from.
That was super entertaining. And I'll tell you, we were sitting pretty close, and I think we thought the same thing about Jocko. It was like, dude, this guy's a Navy SEAL, and if he doesn't know what's going on, there for a split second, I didn't even think about the kids, but it was like, dude, like that guy, he's intense. I saw him in the gym the next morning, and it was like, sir, yes, sir. You know, I'm not even gonna. I was gonna die like 30 minutes before I stopped, but I was afraid to. And like, we were worried that Jocko was gonna, you know.
I thought his training was gonna kick in. And he was gonna take you out.
I was a little worried. I was like, because we just, like I said, we didn't tell anybody. We just kind of did it, right, for the shock value. So it's just, I mean, that's how I work it, right? I kind of like do a little surprise stuff. You've seen my videos. It's kind of my thing. So it's an element to talk about. We're talking about it right now, so it did its duty, right? It had its point. So
it was absolutely hilarious. We loved every bit of that. So you do bring up a good point. The BDR, you know, obviously BDR is your persona that does your video content, which we think is hilarious. I've been a fan for years. I think Jeremy, one of his first memories in the industry that was so cool was that you were at the IRE in Dallas, like maybe 3 years ago, and he got a picture with you, you know, and it was like, that was his intro into roofing. And we watch your videos all the time. We love the comedy. We understand what it is, right? I believe in your Facebook, the first thing that it clearly identifies is that it's a fictional character. Your fictional character's fallen under fire a little bit here recently, though, right?
Well, I think people think it's falling under fire, but literally a lot of people don't understand how I have a thing, and it's called skid marketing. So I've been shadow banned because of my content. It's outrageous. So what I literally done is utilize the people that hate me to share my content. So they finally bit on the hook. They swallowed the hook, and they went the line, sinker, gone. And as you've seen today, I released my new song called Fuck Yourself. I've been working on it for 5 months. So with the help of the Left Mob, they actually helped promote my song. The best promotion I've ever done with anything I've ever done with, but I utilized my enemy to actually promote our new song, which was exactly about what they hate. You know, it was a joke about me charging 25% interest just because of your political view, because in the satire show, my enemy, my nemesis would be Dick the homeowner, right? So we have the right-wing conservative and extremist left. And of course we clashed, and I never do his roof. He's always chasing me down for the down payment that I took. I always sleep with his wife. I never do his roof. You know what I mean? So the left really just will believe anything you say out there. A lot of them, like the hard leaning left, and they just went with it. And it was one of the best promotions I ever had for my new song that came out. So I was actually proud of that. It's called skid marketing. So it works every time.
It's brilliant. And I mean, you're the master of it. There's no doubt about that. I was seeing all kinds of stuff, and it's like, man, like there's no such thing as bad publicity if you really think about it, you know, and utilizing that to your advantage is just
this
next
week,
level.
Over $137,000 worth of roofs for my company. So that was just in 5 days. And everyone that signed up this week was like, I'm using you, don't care what the quote is, but I love you, love what you do, right? It was so like, people like, oh, you're going to lose your business. And I'm like, Karen from Oregon is never going to buy my tool line, right? These people that are so upset, they're not working anyway. They're not the construction class. The construction class have a sense of humor. You work in a job where if you don't have a sense of humor, you don't last, because it's a hard job and everybody has to have a sense of humor, and that's how the day goes. So all my clients, whether it be clients that I do the roofs for or people that I sell stuff to, we're all the same type of people. And I am a small roofing company, so I can't I can't take every client anyway. I'm pretty much booked out for the whole entire year now. So I mean, everyone's saying I canceled Bigger Roofing. I literally shut the page down myself to give it more effect and make people, oh my God, it's canceled, right? It's ain't fucking canceled. I'm gonna have a song come out in 4 days, gonna blow your socks off. Right.
Oh my God. I love it. So the BDR character is absolutely brilliant. Some of the greatest stuff we've watched. And I think we put our trainees through BDR training more than we do, you know, sales training, just because you need to know, where'd the idea come from? Obviously we're roofers and we get bored and we're just kind of hanging out and doing stupid shit. And at some point that just evolved, and now you're a worldwide phenomenon. Well, how did that all work?
The way it started, like, okay, I give free roofs away every year. So I give somebody has gone through, maybe like the one I gave to, they lost their granddaughter and they couldn't afford their roof. They had to pay the money they had for the roof, and to pay for their 2-year-old granddaughter that they lost for her funeral. So I gave them a free roof, right? So I usually get people to help me sponsor, like maybe IKEA or whatever company will give me a discounted shingle or free shingles. And this was going back like 10, almost 9 years ago. And I was just like, I'm going to smoke a couple joints on the roof, drink some beer, and make a funny video. And they're like, obviously they're getting a free roof. And I made a rap song, and it was called The Best Damn Roofer. And I just kind of put it together. And one of his name's Ed. He used to own a roofing company and used to be where I get my material from, Home Roofing. He gave me a bunch of free iPads from IKO. And I never had made a video in my life. I was a musician. So I just literally took this iPhone pad or whatever it was, and it had a movie maker on it, and it had iStudio on it. So I created the song because I had musical talent, and I just started working and making videos. And I made the video, put it out, and I got like 10,000. I think I got 5,000 views the first day, and like the next day another 5. Like, I was 10,000 views. And I went viral. That was 8 years ago. That was a massive amount of views for YouTube. And I was like, oh man, maybe people think I'm funny. Like, so I just decided I was just going to keep this character, because every character in the roofing industry I've met is a little bit of BDR. I can't take an idea. I meet some crazy ass roofer and I hear some story about him. I'll take that and make a video about that, right? Or it might even be a construction worker that, you know, there's just some characters in the construction industry, right? That, you know, there's extremists, right? There's a lot of drinking and drugs, you know, as we know, there's addiction. It's prevalent in the industries. And so I just kind of take all that information and I've seen, and I just kind of develop a comedy sketch about it. And a lot of it is because people with addiction and if they can't laugh at themselves, they'll never recover, right? So people that have recovered addictions and recovered alcoholics, they look at my videos and they can laugh at themselves, and they can finally get over those speed bumps in their life. So I know a lot of people that come to me and they're like, man, you've helped me through my tough times because you're comedy, right? Some people don't see it that way because they don't understand. And that's where you get the haters from. They don't understand the construction worker, right? So they just think that I'm destroying an industry or I'm destroying my image, which I'm not. I'm actually creating joy for people in my industry. These are my people, right? And a lot of people don't see it that way outside of the industry. But if you're in the industry, you guys, just like you guys, you all know exactly what I am and what I do and why I do it.
Yep. It's attention. It's absolutely brilliant. We laugh our asses off every single time. I was doing my morning walk when you released Fuck Yourself this morning, and I'm not gonna lie, I talked to you about it earlier. I was pretty disappointed because I tried really hard to angle to be in that video. That'd have been pretty badass to have been in the video and then had the BDR on our podcast the same day, but that didn't work out. But that's an amazing.
All right, guys, I'll get another video. I'll get you guys an upcoming video when I get back to Florida. I promise you.
I appreciate it. You mentioned being a musician. Okay, so we recognized your talents because you've put some videos out and you've done some songs, but you're a very talented, serious musician, right? And to me, that's the coolest thing. You're a very diverse character, really, as a human being, and it can be, Josh, the man here who can be very serious, all the way to BDR, who's getting high and drinking beers on the roof. How do you separate all that stuff? I know you're a family man. I know you've got all that stuff going on. How do you keep all this stuff separate? You just mash it all together and just kind of live, or?
Yeah, I went to just for instance, I was at my kid's baseball tournament, and she's in grade 8, my oldest daughter, and like dozen kids at the big time. They're like, you should be watching that show, guys, but they fuck, you know what I mean? So, I mean, it is, I can't never, people see me as that. I mean, people that know me, it is I'm a very funny guy. I like to have fun all the time. I mean, it's just the BDR is I always say the BDR is kind of me too. I mean, every actor has a little bit of themselves in the characters they play. I was a party animal when I was younger, doing drugs and everything else. I don't do it anymore. As you can see, I'm making fun of myself, and I often say that the BDR is me if I never stopped partying. It's just what it became, right? If I didn't smarten up, right? But yeah, it's with the kids. They are in the videos too. My kids have been in several different commercials with me. They're listed actors in the industry. We had them in a Kraft Dinner commercial a couple years ago that was aired on the Super Bowl, right? Oh. Right now, I'm still the face of Dobundan, which is a cough candy in Germany. It's still being aired right now. It's been on for 4 years. I still get royalties from that. So I don't really push to do much because I like to be me. I like to show people, be yourself. Don't worry about losing followers. Don't worry about losing contracts. And I don't really push I don't want to be super famous and be on Hollywood movies. No, I just want to be that character that everyone in the industry says, yeah, that's him. He stay true to what he does. Right? Don't lose yourself in your social media, right? Don't worry about losing your followers, worry about losing yourself. And I've always maintained that image, and I've kept that, and I just stay strong with it, and people appreciate it, You guys appreciate it too.
We appreciate the hell out of it. There's no doubt about that. Jeremy, you got anything you'd like to add? Eric, anything you guys would like to ask BDR while we've got him here? I know Eric is kind of starstruck now. He doesn't really have much to say. It's very atypical of Eric. He normally is
starstruck. Yeah, the Lord's here.
I guess, yeah. Lord Big Time's here.
Want to see me drink a beer with my butthole?
Yes. Eric's been asking for that all day.
I didn't think we were going to do that on Facebook.
Eric was asking for it all day.
No, I don't know. What was I don't know.
Well, you guys heard of the Mr. Freedom. I do Mr. Freedom too. Kind of like a Patriot. That's kind of more or less me, right? So I actually performed our song Freedom that's available on Spotify. It's one of my other songs. So we're putting out more serious music too now. So I have another song coming out this week called This Town that's about the movement in Canada, about the trucker movement. So I'm trying to do a verse that way. I'm trying to do a little more serious stuff now. And I started a production company. You guys, Big Time Productions. We do all the commercials for Primeline Tools Canada. We do media marketing as well. And I work with Mark Charbonneau, who plays Richard or Dick, the homeowner. That's my partner. So as you can see, the quality has gotten better over the years. That's since I partnered up with Mark and we started a business. So it's in that sense, it's growing that way, right? So Big Time Productions is basically the best damn roofer now.
What's the most questionable video you ever put out that you actually questioned?
The questionable one. We put a couple questionable ones out there that got some really bad flack, like the one where I toilet plunged my genitals and then forced my wife to give me a blowjob. People don't like that one. Although Tanya writes these jokes with me and we do them, people are like, this guy's abusing his wife. It's her idea.
That's nuts. It's her idea.
So I've lost if you go back to my first YouTube channel, I lost 400 videos. They took the channel down. So I'm on my second YouTube channel, my third Facebook, my second Instagram, and my seventh TikTok account. Right.
Oh
so,
so this guy's the original Blippi. He just never turned into Blippi.
I always tell people like they might delete my page or whatever, but I'm a congenital ward. I'm gonna come back. Much as you don't want.
Oh, that was the line from your video today that made me crack up the hardest. No, we have genital warts. That was brilliant.
And that's Mark's wife. So that's literally Mark's wife too, right? So she's a good sport. Oh, wow. She doesn't mind. As you can see, she's right into the videos with us. So
it's amazing. And I love watching the concepts that you guys come up with. You know, like you said, it's evolved over time. And I think that that's the coolest thing about it is you've just kept it going and kept doing it and getting better and bigger and more well-known. You talked about Prime Grip as a sponsor. Like, I mean, that's a pretty massive sponsorship. Is this all just based on your videos?
All their marketing and media campaign. Like I run their media, all their production media. I'm their tool developer now, so we're working on a whole line of tools, and basically I'm branding them to. Like people didn't know who Primeline was. They're always in the stores around here, but now we've actually I'm their brand ambassador and their marketer. I'm just like we are like I'm part of their family now. So they're a family operated company, been in Canada for 35 years. And I'm just helping them develop tools that they, so they have a roofer developing tools for roofers, right? So it's really helping them grow their business, and it's helping them grow. We're trying to launch to the U.S. So we'll be pushing some new tools. We have the Best Damn Hammer coming out. We've got the Best Damn Ripper coming out. Got new knee pads. I got a bunch of unique tools that are on their way, and you'll see that shortly. So that's kind of where I'm going to push my careers into sales over the next few years. And we'll be sticking with Primeline for I think that's going to be my life there with Primeline. So they're family now. So
it's awesome. That's a true success story. So you're still doing the roofing on a daily basis, right? I mean, you're still up there swinging hammers, putting the metal roofs up, and doing that as your primary. What's your window to get the hell out of doing that stuff? It's still fun, I guess. It's got to be, right? I mean, that's the only reason you're doing it, because I don't think at this point you need to.
Right? So I'll work alone on a steel roof most of the weeks. I work alone. I like working alone. I'm always like that's where I find myself. That's where I'm at my best. I find I'm like that's where I perfected myself. That's where I center myself. That's where I find my peace. And like today, it was a really hot day. I laid 6 square and go home. I'll do a big project over a week or so. And clients know that I put every shingle on. They're happy. And but seeing myself get off the roof, probably another 10 years, maybe even longer. Just because if I get off the roof, the character's done. The sales are done. I mean, you know what I mean? I'm making videos about install videos. So I'll still always be on the roof. I think just maybe not as much. But
I like it.
I'd love to be off yesterday, but
yeah, I can appreciate
you can't be the best roofer if you don't roof, right? So you're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't.
It's true. The persona's got you. That's awesome though. That we wouldn't want anybody other than the Best Damn Roofer out there doing it anyways. And how can our people get a hold of Prime Grip? How can they show support for you, because you've got a shit ton of fans. We were there at the conference, and I mean, we had to go ahead. Some guy was wearing a Prime Grip hat. We had to grab it and run. Do what?
I said ship some our way. We'll review them.
All right, for sure. We'll review them all. We got the Best Damn Roofing company in the United States, so we're happy to do that.
Well, we're going to start working with a lot of companies more, especially with the with Lee's company, Sky Diamonds, and Aggie. Planning on doing some business with them and getting out there more because it is the roofing capital of the world. So that's where I find myself going to be doing business is in Florida. But if you guys want, the products that I sell are all on my bestdamnroofer.com. So anything there from my merchandise to the tools that I sell, and the new tool line's not out yet. It's in the works. So we're just hanging out the prototypes, fixing all the the bugs on them, and making some new tools. We're developing a whole new hatchet for roofing, which is I think going to be a game changer for a lot of roofers, and I'm really excited for that. So that's what I'm using right now. I actually have my own hammer that I designed, and I use it every day. So it's a neat thing. I can't show it because I don't want to release it yet, but but I literally designed my own tools. I'm using I work. We have benders. We have stuff I can't really talk about yet because it's in development. But it's gonna be something that I never thought I would do. And you can go down to the local hardware stores. You can see my scrapers there with my name on it, which is pretty unique. It's pretty unreal sometimes, right? But I just keep roofing.
Yep, it's pretty awesome, to be honest. It gives hope to everybody out here that, you know, hell, one of these videos we do might go viral one day, and we might end up being. I'm trying to work on Attic Breeze right now. Attic Breeze, if you're watching, this is the third week of me requesting a sponsorship. But
this is the one possibility, one chance that we might have.
But if they don't give you a sponsorship, I'll make a smear campaign against them. How with that?
There you go. See, we start talking crap. What's up? Yeah, we do have some sponsors though. We've got a hot sauce for a sponsorship. I mean, you can't really mess with that. And we've got a major roofing sales consultation coach as a sponsor, so we're doing all right for keeping it real. What, Eric?
Well, no, we could talk to Primeline. We could maybe see if they'd be interested in sending some sponsors. There you go. I do have a big voice of Primeline. I get to do whatever I want with those guys. I don't like to tell them, but I'm the boss around there. So,
right. Primeline would be amazing. I'd be happy to do anything with that. We'd like to continue the affiliation with you because we consider you a friend in the industry, a friend of everything that's good. You're standing up and using your platform for, you know, like you said, you're at the forefront basically of what's going on in your country and trying to use what you've built and developed to help people. It kind of sucks that you get a little bit of, you know, bullshit from some people, but that's the way the world is. You know, I guess it wouldn't be as fun if you didn't have that, but, dude, kudos to you. I'm super happy you're on our show. And, you know, like I said, you're the man. Everybody in the industry laughs and loves you. And, here's Joy. She says that the hot sauce is the bomb. Thank Thump for me. So, yeah, get a cheap little plug in for Thump hot sauce. But yeah, thank you for being here. Thank you for taking time. I know it's 7:30 in Canada and you're there at home with your family, so we appreciate it. Is there anything else that you would like to say while you're here on our show? We support you fully in everything that you're working through right now, everything you got going on. What can we do to support you and how can we be of service?
Well, if you guys want to check out my new tunes, they're on Spotify. Go to besthammerford.com. You can check out the tool line. You can see some of the stuff that we got coming out. And we got a new T-shirt that came out today, and it's called the Lizard Slayer, because that's what I call the leftist mob, the lizards. So it's my new shirt. So if you want to support big time, you buy a Lizard Slayer shirt. So
I'm going to buy one today.
Kaboom!
Kaboom!
Yep. Yeah, that's Eric's thing. Eric's Kaboom. You got big time. You got Kaboom over here. Eric does this whole thing with sports cards, and he's got his own persona. But Jeremy's got a question.
No, I was gonna say hit him with the Kaboom. Hit him with the.
That's not as funny.
Oh, I love the Kaboom.
It's only funny when Eric does it. You want to do it, Eric? Would you like to usher out Lord Big Time and thank him with your signature tagline? Do it for the people.
I was Eric. I'll train. I'm ready to fight.
Oh,
fight you all. I'll give you the fucking Kaboom. How's that?
We're setting this up. Lee is gonna watch this. I promise. Lee's the man, and I'm gonna make damn sure that Eric and BDR get to be the main event. And you get a full year to train this time. You're highly competitive on like 2 days of drinking beers because you're out in the field. Eric, hey. You got balls, my friend. He's had a half a beer tonight. He's grown up in front of our eyes, and he's ready to throw down with BDR. So
we do one where like we drink first. We do 12 beers each to see who's the better man.
I'm down. That's the best way to do this. I think
Eric could be competitive in that. Actually, I believe Eric could be competitive.
Let's do it. That's the only way.
Hey, thanks again, guys, for having me. I really appreciate it, buddy. You guys are doing great. And I was actually serious about the sponsorship with Primeline. If we can send you some stuff and help you guys. Maybe get affiliated with the tool company. You guys are doing good work. You're doing positive things for the industry. So I gladly stand behind you with Primeline. And you got my number. So you just give me a holler, buddy, and we'll talk about that later on.
Absolutely, Lord Big Time. Thank you for being here. Hopefully we'll have you on again sometime. But this is definitely the highlight of our podcast thus far, 68 episodes in. And that's why this one was titled Best Damn Episode. So we appreciate it, Lord Big Time. Thank you. And keep on fighting for freedom, keeping the good fight. We're going to keep on cheering for you, and anything we can do to help out, we're always here, bud. So thank you. Have a good evening, my friend.
All right.
Keep on keeping it Rio.
There you go.
That's cool.
Cool. So there you go, Eric. I got you a fight. Like I told you, you're going to be fighting our friend BDR. What do you think about our guest, man? I think that was an amazing guest we had on here tonight. I wish he could have been a little more vocal, but I like the fact that you called him out for a fight at the end. That's the Eric Trugel we know and love, baby.
He had a lot to say, and I was interested. It was interesting. Yeah. So it was this hard to like try to cut him off.